Good morning. This is Isabel from Autism Untouched. I wanted to share a video with you guys this morning. It's Matthew's eighth birthday today. He's not awake yet, but when he wakes up and he's dressed, I will definitely take a video of his surprise. He loves birthday parties, and I want to share this with you. Table is like specially set up for him. It's all his favorite characters. His frozen cake, he loves frozen, and Doc McStuffins is one of his favorite things. Sophia, he loves watching the birthday party of Lucinda the witch and how she eventually gets included. And I think I don't know if you've watched that story, Sophia the First, but I think he can in a way, relate to someone who feels they get left out sometimes at parties and things like that. People don't always invite autistic kids because of the very, very wrong stigma that's attached to it. But I don't want to dwell on any negative things this morning because I wanted to just recap Matthew's journey, his 8 years, and share it with you guys. The ones that have not, subscribed to my channel, or this channel that I have started is a channel about a autistic boy's journey. Matthew was diagnosed with severe autism at the age of 3 years old, and the diagnosis I got at the time was really grim. They told me he's got really low muscle tone, and he's not going to be able to dress himself and hold a pencil very easily, and toilet training will be quite tough. All sorts of things were told to me, and that's our cat, Mr. Tinkles. Say hello, Mr. Tinkles. We've just adopted the cat. We fostered him, and we were lucky. We're renting at the moment, but we got permission from the landlord eventually to keep the cat. So we're very, very happy about that because we love animals in our family, and Matthew loves animals. But back to Matthew, he was diagnosed with severe autism at the age of 3 years old with, he couldn't make eye contact at that point. He couldn't speak at all. And he was really, I can't even begin to explain to you how it was. If you have a autistic child, you'll probably understand. But for instance, we can be open on this channel. We can discuss anything we want to, and not be ashamed, because I don't believe in shaming anybody who is sharing about their autistic child, because it's a reality to us. But I want to encourage you this morning. Matthew used to, urinate outside and do number two. He didn't want to go to the toilet at all. But, all these things that were said to me were always in the back of my mind until I decided to change the way I see Matthew. And yes, he's going to be so excited this morning. Frozen is like one of his favorite movies. And he watches it over and over again. So, yeah, he's going to be excited. He's got a bike for the first time, a real bike. He's had a bike before when he was about, I would say 4 years old, but he was really not very skilled on it. He didn't want to ride the bike. He's starting to ride a skateboard, as you've seen on one of my videos. And I've just felt in my gut that it's time for him to get a bike again. And it's a really cool bike. I'll take a picture of it later and photos of how he's doing on riding it. But yes, at the end of the day, Matthew has started talking. He was 6 years old, over 6 years old when he started talking, and he is talking much more now. I'll post, as his journey goes on, I'll post more videos to encourage you guys, especially you that have non-verbal kids, or you've been told your child has low muscle tone and you're not sure what it is. It's scary when you get new ideas and when you get new diagnoses and big words, especially in the beginning. But the bottom line is this is what this morning when I was writing in Matthew's card, this is the words that came to mind to me is, not even the sky is the limit for our autistic kids. Autism is not a dirty word, it's not a swear word. And the more we advocate for it, the more we tell people about it and showcase our kids, like show people, share our lives with them, like I'm doing with you. It will show people that autistic kids are not all violent and aggressive. We've spoken about this in our previous videos. There's reasons why these kids often become aggressive and upset and distressed. It's not always, it's not the nature of autism. Oftentimes it's people that do not understand them and do not can't communicate with them, and they can't communicate their needs. It's mainly, I believe, a communication problem and a lack of understanding of how autism works, because I learn every day. I want to encourage you, parents of autistic kids, don't be so hard on yourself. I'm still learning. I make mistakes too. And I get it wrong all the time, but I also get something right. And I'm sharing my journey with you that you can see it's not about perfection. It's about making the end result that we want for our autistic kids a success. So yes, Matthew has started talking. He is talking more and more every day. He has started out with his core board or PECs, like you guys probably know it, and I've got videos on my channel about that. And he has started trialing AAC apps, which I find is amazing. And so far it looks like we're going to go with Prologue to go. He'll be implementing the AAC app in 2020, in this year, probably fully by the end of the year he'll be using it. So yes, I do believe it has made a difference in his communication, definitely has. But it's not only about that. Communication does not have to exist of verbally talking, just verbally talking, because you can communicate in a lot of ways, and it does not mean if you have a non-verbal child that they cannot be successful in a job, and they cannot be or have selective mutism. I've spoke to a parent yesterday. Her son has autism and selective mutism, and one of her sons has Down syndrome. And we were talking about how people do not see, her exact words was, all the professionals are, especially her Down syndrome son, is saying to her, they are working on getting him functional, and they keep on with functional. And no, I say no, we have to put a stop to this. Our autistic kids are not functional, they are amazing. They have potential. The sky is not even the limit for them. You know what I'm saying? They can make a success of their lives. They can have a job. My son's only 8 years old, but I'm telling you, your attitude right now is making the difference. What you are expecting in your child's future is making a difference. And if you are going to open your ears or your heart or your mind to professionals or friends or family, often well-meaning, I'm not putting down professional opinions, but about the abilities of your child, you cannot listen to that. Each child is an individual. I do agree some children are more severe, but look at Matthew, my son. He was diagnosed with severe autism, but right now, the last time his teacher is, he's the specialist and the teacher assessed him, they are starting to refer to him as high functioning now. And that's why I'm saying the initial diagnosis does not have to be the end result. Even so, each child has potential. I wanted to share this with you so that you guys can be encouraged this morning and know, with Matthew's journey, that it's not perfect, and sometimes you take a few steps back and a few steps forward, but we learn every day and we go forward and you use the knowledge we have with our kids, and we go with that. We build on that. We don't look back all the time, or we don't look at other families and other kids and think, why is that kid doing that? Like I said, Matthew is getting a bike, a big boy bike, for his birthday as well. He doesn't know it yet. He's still sleeping. He went to bed really late last night because he's excited. I also want to mention to you, previous years he had no concept of dates and birthdays. And whenever we used to go to another party, he used to want to blow out other kids' candles. He always thought it was about him, but this year is different. I can see it because I'll post you a video later as well. I told him the other evening that it's his birthday in 2 or 3 sleeps time, I think. And I was explaining to him that we're going to have a cake and we're going to sing and have a party for him. It'll only be our family this year, but we are expanding that. We are exposing him more to other people. His older sister used to have parties at different venues, and I find that it sometimes is a bit overwhelming, but it can work. It can work. You can. I mean, we've done it with Matthew at his sister's parties, and it didn't go too bad. But yes, so you've got to try new things and be excited about your autistic child. It's not a death sentence. It's not something to cry about. I know some days are hard. I know that. And I think one of the hardest things is the way sometimes that other people see your child. You've got hope and other people don't see that potential. But don't let that discourage you. You keep on believing and you keep on trying new things, trying new methods, research, be excited, and don't give up. I mean, Matthew, the biggest, I think the thing that at the moment is challenging for us with him is the fact that he really has such a limited menu that he's eating from, put it to you that way. There's only a few things he eats. And this year I'm going to work on that and introduce him to more foods. It's not, I know you are tired some days and you don't feel like doing new things. You just want to do what works because you're exhausted and you also need a break as an autism parent. Hang in there. It will get better, and as long as you believe in your child and allow them to be themselves, don't try and force them like a lot of professionals do to fit into the mold of this world. It's going to frustrate them. They'll grow easier and they'll grow more and they'll make more progress if you allow them to be themselves. So goodbye and thanks for listening. This is Isabel. Just a recap on Matthew's journey on Autism Untouched. Bye bye.